5 questions. These are the 5 questions when you present this information to people from a business opportunity standpoint. This is all they really care about. And we've touched on it, which is proven the first one. You know, do I like this person? Can I trust them? The first question. Can I trust you? Do I like you? The second question, does it make sense? Is it simple? Can I do it? And how fast do I get my money back? Those are the questions those are the only questions you have to be concerned with as you're engaging people with this process. They don't need to know what it takes to go to 5-star, master distributor. They don't need that information right out the box. And those are the questions that you want to be able to answer. So that means that if you're a person that needs to work on some aspects of your personality, then you need to do that. Don't beat yourself up. Just get, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Read the book. It'll give you all the pointers that you need to work on certain aspects of your personality if you're turning people off or people are ducking you in the hallways or your office. Carnegie, C-A-R-N-E something.
C-R-N-E.
Google it, man. No, you can't. So those are the 5 questions. Yeah. How to Win Friends and Influence People. It'll come up. Dale Carnegie's very famous book.
Can you repeat 5 questions?
Okay, 5 questions. Can I trust you? Do I like you? That's kind of combined. Do I trust this person? Does it make sense? Is it simple? Can I do it? How soon do I get my money back? And our documents, our 1-page document is designed to answer those questions on 1 page. Well, 4 of those questions. They got to like, whether they like it or not is on the page. You got to do that part of it. And the system is integrated. So as soon as you pique someone's interest, as soon as you ask someone if they're open to opportunity, not only has the enrollment process started, but their training has started. That's a key point. Please digest this. Not only has the enrollment process started, but their training has started as well, because they're going to remember how they were enrolled in the business. They're going to come to a training, and if the enrollment doesn't match the training, it's going to be a disconnect in their mind. But when the enrollment matches the training, then it's a seamless process, because they'll say, that's exactly how I was put into business. But if you start going off of personal power can't be duplicated. I can't build a business like Coach. I can't. I look kind of nice, but I can't recruit people like this man can engage people. It's not part of my makeup. Does that make sense? I can't duplicate that, but I can duplicate that 1 page. Does that make sense? So you want to keep that in mind, from that standpoint. So the industry. So what is our product? What name some of the products that the company? What is it? Slender Pop. Triangle of Life. Spectrum Makeup. Okay. Right. So those are the products of the company. Right. That's what the company is selling. But you are a company within a company. Would you agree? Right? You have a relationship with the company. Your product is not the same product as the company.
Come on.
And your client or customer is not the same client or customer as the company. Right? Now this is a distinction. This is kind of a higher level leadership type training in the industry. This is for people that have huge organizations, right? Where it goes from direct selling to network marketing, really to distribution and profit center creation, right? So we're on the profit center creation conversation now. So the customer, the product for you is dreams. So you are a dream seller. As a professional network marketer, you don't market the products of a company. You help people get their dream back. You're selling a dream. of a better life or better health. So it's not the product that creates that, right? So the products is a means to an end. And this is mean value, end value. That's a different topic. That's a leadership topic. But I want you to understand, just from a fundamental standpoint, is that you're not pushing slender pops. You're pushing the result that it gives. Does that make sense? You're selling the dream of someone being able to lose 50 pounds. Does that make sense? It's a nuance. It might seem like it's not a difference, but there is a difference in your approach as well as the outcome. So your dream sellers, and the distribution is not through pushing the product, but the distribution. Your client as a network marketing professional are the leaders in your organization. That is your customer. The leadership on your team is your customer, and that's who you have to serve. Sounds funny, right? It's not the person that you are individually selling the Slender Pop to or the Spectrum Max as an industry leader. You're talking about making 6 figures a month. Your client is the leadership in your organization, because that's where the distribution is going to come from. Does that make sense? Just get the concept, right? We'll go into details in other conversations. So this is really about distribution. It's not direct sales. It's not network marketing. This is about distribution. How many profit centers can you put in place over the next 90 days that will turn into 180 days that will turn into the 3-year and 5-year game plan that we have? The person that has the most profit centers is going to make the most money. Hands down. It doesn't matter how good you are doing a presentation. It doesn't matter how many personal customers you have. The number of profit centers you have in the next 3 to 5 years will determine your income. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Belief and expectations. This is all about belief. The reason that Coach went 5-star in a month and a half or 2 or whatever, because he believed he could do it. He just did it. Wasn't even thinking about it. He just did what he did because he didn't have to check in with himself. Right? Can I do that? I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. I've never done that before. All right? He didn't have to check in with himself. So it's all about belief and expectation. So everything that the system that we put in place is designed to raise a person's belief level. At every point, it's designed to raise their belief level. So now the thing between their thought and their action, the gap is closing. Right? Because we don't want people thinking. That's why we have the 1-pager. That's why we're saying people, this is your first order. We don't want them thinking when they first come in. We want them doing. Does that make sense? And they will do if they believe. If they don't believe, they're not going to do. If they have questions or uncertainty, I don't know if I can trust these people. I'm not going to plug them in. There's a meeting in Charlotte. My whole family's in Charlotte, but I don't really trust Lee Thomas. I don't know. So I'm not going to plug my people in there. He's doing a meeting there, but I'm not going to plug. I'm going to just wait. Because they don't believe and they don't trust. They don't have that relationship founded in the right way. Does that make sense? But if that person believes, then they'll send their people out. And they'll take advantage of the team and the network and the relationships that they can leverage. Does that make sense? And then expectations. So if you're advertising something or if you say something to someone, whether it's team, customer, corporate or whatever, do what you said you're going to do. Because people are expecting that, but they're also expecting that you're not going to do what you say you're going to do. In the back of their mind, well, they said that, but we'll see. I'll wait and see. Right? So you don't ever want someone to have a wait and see attitude with you. They need to know. Does that make sense? Right? So belief and expectation are key principles. Definite language. So when you're talking to people, you have to use definite language. And you can't allow people to use indefinite language with you. And what I mean by that is that when you speak to people, they shouldn't have to interpret what you're saying. Because we've all heard people say, I'm going to try to make it. I'll try to make it to the meeting. Who's heard someone say that? Oh, yeah. Right? So what they're really saying is that I'm really not coming, and I'm giving you my excuse in advance because I told you I would try to be here. Right. Does that make sense? So the try is really just an indicator of where their thought process is. That's called indefinite language. It's not definite. So when I hear that word, when somebody says I'm going to try to be there, I was like, well, either you're going to be there or you're not going to be there. To me, I just need to know. If you're not going to be there, just let me know. And once you do that to someone, it takes their thought process to the level of pushing it toward commitment. And either way that they go, it's going to be a commitment. I'm going to commit not to come, or I'm going to commit to be there. Does that make sense? So we don't, and that's just a nugget. But you have to use definite language with people. Don't use wishy-washy language, right? Because if you use wishy-washy language with people, that's how they're going to deal with you. They're going to deal with the information how it's presented to them, right? So if they're uncertain, it's probably your message is uncertain. Does that make sense? So you have to figure out how you're delivering that information, and it needs to be with definite language.